Warning! The following video may contain spoilers for some of your favourite shows. Just remember that before you continue. Stevie, out.
Where did Goku Black actually come from? Dragon Ball Super is currently caught up in one of the best on-screen adventures I have seen in a long time. A big part of this is the inclusion of time travel, which I absolutely love. As I covered in my previous video, the Zamasu paradox, Zamasu has unintentionally created a temporal paradox so big that it has spread itself across 3 separate universes and now developed itself into what is known as a bootstrap paradox. For those not in the know, Doctor Who is one of the UK's longest running sci-fi shows, which is themed around the adventures of time travel. One thing I have noticed since the beginning of the Future Trunks arc that is currently running in Japan, spoilers, are the continuing similarities to how time travel works in Doctor Who, as well as a few other small bits and pieces scattered throughout the story. If you look for them, you will see them, and I'm sure any big Doctor Who fans will have noticed these. Before I go on, I am not going to point out every Doctor Who comparison in this video. If people want to see a video with that, leave a comment and I'll make it. But for now, I'm just going to be talking about one topic, so I'm going to get back to that. One being from the Doctor Who universe that I have been reminded of most when watching the Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks arc are a being known as the Reapers. Now they came from Doctor Who, that is the first series of New Doctor Who, in the episode titled Father's Day. In short, Reapers are beings which exist within the temporal flow of time, basically outside of time, which are constantly hunting and destroying temporal paradoxes. What is a temporal paradox, you ask? Well, let's say one of your loved ones died before you get to meet them. You are given a chance to go back in time to see them, but while you are there, you get carried away and you save them from their death, thus changing your own timeline. This creates a temporal paradox because, of course, what you have changed should not exist in the flow of time, hence we have a paradox. A temporal paradox is something that should not, and more importantly, cannot exist. It is at this point in Doctor Who that the Reapers show up and destroy the timeline that the temporal paradox has created. As the temporal paradox does not change time itself, it creates a unique timeline that should not exist. Kinda like what Trunks and Cell have caused by travelling in time and changing things and creating these pocket universe, so to speak, or alternate timeline. When talking about temporal paradoxes within the Dragon Ball universe, we can trace them all the way back to Trunks travelling back in time and giving Goku the heart medicine, as that stopped Goku dying and created an alternate timeline. But again, that's something for another video, as I could go on and on and on about this. So, how does all this tie into Goku Black and his origin? Well, now it's time for my big theory on the topic, and before I continue, I would love to hear what you think on this topic, so please let me know in the comments or hit me up on Twitter at SteviesBoom, or hey, you can even go old school, make me a video response, post that here, and let's get talking about this situation, because I think if we all work as a community, we can maybe break down and work out where Black is from. But my theory on Goku Black is based on the fact that as a Doctor Who fan, I have seen so many subtle story aspects that have been borrowed in the absolute best way possible from Doctor Who in the Future Trunks arc. I believe, at this point anyway, that Goku Black is the result of a temporal paradox that Zamasu has created, as it is one thing to create a tiny paradox, i.e. making Goku alive, as opposed to the epic pan-universal temporal paradox that Zamasu has created, which I previously mentioned does not affect 1 or 2, but 3 universes within the Dragon Ball universe, because of course the Super Dragon Balls, they exist in Universe 6 and 7, and Zamasu himself is from Universe 10. I have thought since the start of the Future Trunks timeline, Black has showed many parallels with the Reapers from Doctor Who and their behaviour. We are talking about an entity that exists outside of space, time, which only exists to hunt down and destroy temporal paradoxes or those that created them, and that's exactly what Black seems to be doing. Not only that, it seems that Zamasu has some sort of power over him, and as time is involved, I would go with the theory that the time rings are the power over Black. But now I'm just getting into wild theories here with no real basis, but that's what the videos are for, so I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to open the field to all you guys. What do you think? Where do you think Goku Black came from? Because I think Goku Black was created by the paradox that Zamasu has created by wishing on the Super Dragon Balls themselves. Let me know what you think, guys. Pitty peas, hit that like button or subscribe, and I'll catch you all later. Cheerio.